Hey guys, I am working on a little project here. I have 3 tanks now. There's the one for my tortoise. This one was for both of my turtles. They're in there right now. Problem is, and I found this out after the fact, that as adults they don't like to room together. That's something that people don't like to put them together. To move one of them into this tank and then have them separated. It was either that or just straight up get rid of one of them. I didn't want to do that, so I'm not going to. I got this tank. This was his tank, and now I tested it for leaks, and I'm glad I did that because it leaks. It has been leaking out of in here towards the bottom, so I have to reseal it. Let's do that. First step is to clean up all the old adhesive. I'm just going to do that with a razor blade. There's a tool that has like flat razor blades. I don't have that, so I'm just going to go over it with a regular razor blade. I'm just going to kind of take the razor blade and I don't know how well you can see this. I'm just going to kind of stab it into the ceiling. Stab it into the silicone, the old silicone. Unfortunately, you need to remove all of the old silicone, or at least is what I've heard over and over again. You need to remove all of the old silicone before you put new stuff in. Otherwise, the new stuff won't stick. Okay, now that we've done that, and that took a little bit longer than I was thinking it might, I got the bulk of it out. This majority of it, I'm just gonna pick up and take away. I also have a shop vac. I would highly suggest getting one of those to just have around the house in general, but for this case, it's helpful. I'm just gonna use it to vacuum up all of the junk in there. So we're gonna do that real quick. Make sure to take all of the big stuff out first. You can pick this up pretty easily by hand. Once that step is done, you've got the bulk of it off. You can go back and try and get all of the residual bits of adhesive that's there. There's still silicone that's there. I got the bulk of it off. I just need to go back and carve off the rest of it. I need to get this basically down to just the glass because it's not going to stick to this. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to save you guys the time of watching that. I think I won't do a time lapse for this part. I'll just skip it. Jump cut. Okay. I did it. That one took a while. That was like anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour to make sure that I got as much as I could. I also wiped down the edges. There's going to be tiny particulates. You want to get as much of those out as you can. I vacuumed again. Now is the part where we actually pull out the adhesive and start doing it. I have this brand. It's like Celsil. I saw it on Amazon, so I'm not promoting this. Do your own research for what you want to use. This is not a promotion. I'm just going to use this one because I found it on Amazon. Do your own research to figure out what you want to use for your situation, okay? Has one of these tops to it. Just gonna kind of cut the top off of this one. A lot of caulk tubes will have the tube already attached. Sorry, I'm trying not to cut myself here. Okay. There, I think that did it. A lot of caulk tubes will have the tip already attached to it, and they'll have to have you cut off the end of it. This one came with an extra one that already has a hole in it. I see a lot of people using razor blades to cut them off. You don't need to do that because a lot of the time, this one, to not help my point, this one does not have it, but caulk guns, nowadays, a lot of them will have a little hole around this area that you put the tip through, and there's a razor blade. When you pull the handle, it cuts. And so you can use this to cut the tip off of your caulk. I don't know, some of the videos I was watching where people were using these, they didn't seem to know that, or they just didn't want to do it like that. I don't know. But a lot of the times you can use that to cover most of your cutting needs. If you want like a really sharp angle, then you might just need to do it with a razor blade, but majority of the time you can just cut it with the caulk gun. This, you know what, I might actually end up needing to cut the hole on this a little bigger. Okay, just gonna go and get a nice, I would say, I don't know how thick you're gonna wanna go. I'm gonna link a video that I watched in the description. I would suggest you guys watch that and not just go off of what I'm saying, because I am not a trained professional. And then I should have prepped this beforehand, but you get a glove. Get yourself a rubber glove. Oops. Seems to have exploded everywhere. And you just kind of go with your finger and spread that out. And now that I can see that, I definitely did not put enough. We'll go back and put more. And it's important to do this while your silicone is still kind of setting up, because otherwise you're gonna have to peel it all off and do it again. So keep that in mind. Whew, this stuff is strong. You might want to do this in a well-ventilated area. I'm gonna open my window. You know, I might also take a second to cut a larger tip. Whew. Man, this stuff is pungent, dude. It's like burning my nostrils. You know, it kind of smells like salt and vinegar chips. I think that did it. Go back with an alcohol wipe and try and wipe up all of the excess where I missed. All right, and then when you're taking off your gloves, if you don't want to get any of it on your hand, you grab bottom of the glove and you pull it up, and you've got that. And then you go under the glove and you pull it, so now it's encased. The outside is on the inside now, and you don't get any of it on your hands. Okay, we're gonna let that set up and check back tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just gonna skip to that. You're gonna skip to that. I'm gonna have to wait through it normally. No part twos. All right, it is the next day. It's dry, and it looks all right. It definitely looks like it was done by me. It'll hold though, I think. But that's what we're gonna start with today, is testing for leaks. I really hope there isn't any, and I'm not quite sure what method I'm gonna use to test it, because I don't think I am gonna test it here in my room. The risk of it failing, or like the consequences of it failing, is not worth the risk of it, just to avoid a little bit of lifting, you know? So I'm gonna move this, hopefully not drop it or anything, move this probably into my bathtub, or maybe outside. You know, I'll go outside. I'll go outside. All right. See you outside. Okay. 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 Now, I'm pretty sure this table can hold it. Maybe. There's gonna be 75 gallons of water in here. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay. It's happening. All right, now stay. We'll let that fill up and we'll check for leaks. The tank is full. Now it is just a waiting game. Before I resealed it, it was leaking out of the bottom. It's leaking out of here. And it doesn't seem like it's leaking. I see water, but it's from when I got water on the side. It might be sealed. Guys, I might have done it. I think we're gonna let this sit for like an hour just to be one. Oh, like 100% sure it's not gonna like leak, you know? Let's check back with this thing in an hour. Make sure the table is completely dry so we don't mistake any residual water for any leaked water. All right, I'll see you in an hour. Okay, it has been an hour and I see no leaks. I checked around, I'm not seeing any, which is making me pretty happy. There's already bugs that have sat on this and died. There's a spider. I think that's a spider. I think we did it. Let's go. Okay, I have to drain this now. Let me go grab the tool that I have for that. Okay, I have this, just kind of a pump. I use it to clean this thing. I'm gonna drain this real quick. While that's draining, this is future Tyler talking over past Tyler's footage. Well, this is past Tyler's footage. What I had to do was cut a hole for all the cords. So right here, I have to pull it out of place. This thing is obnoxiously heavy. And it doesn't even have all the water on it yet. So I have to kind of shimmy it out of its hole in between my bed and the other turtle tank. Frustrating. And I start by drilling the pilot hole, and this is kind of the only good footage of drilling something I got in the way of the camera. So this is post having the hole drilled. And then I took my Dremel tool with a sander bit. And then I smoothed out the cut because it was really sharp and I didn't want it to damage my cords at all when I'm taking them and putting them through the hole. Vacuum it up. And then I am good to start plugging stuff in after we get the tank in. Got the main power cord, and then I have this, it's a timer. So I set it, and I have all of the daylights plugged into it, which is kind of necessary, so I don't have to turn them off myself. We got it back into place. There's still a bit of water at the bottom. I think all that's left is to set it up. I'm gonna feed the hose that I had outside just through my window. I can take out the screen and then just feed it through the window and fill majority of the way up, and then use hot water for the rest so it'll even out the temperature, get it close to where I want it to be, and then put the filter and everything in. Or maybe I could do that before I could put everything in place where I want it to be before I put the water in. I'm gonna do that. All right, let's do that. Essentially, I was just planning on basically directly copying over my setup on this tank to this one, because it works. I have this filter, it's like a marine land filter, it works. The thing with turtles specifically, oh, I don't have the mic. The thing with turtles specifically is that you want to have a filter that is for a tank that's much larger than the tank that they're in, because they produce a lot of waste. They shit a lot. This is a filter for like 100, it says up to 97 gallon aquariums. And this big one I have is 75. This one is 45 gallon. So this will more than suffice. In fact, this one will be probably much less cleaning time than this one. It comes with a filter. Oh, it's using a different filter. Weird. Oh, it has a gasket. I lost it on the other one. I don't have this gasket. Either it didn't give it to me the first time or I've lost it since then. Weird. Okay, I'm gonna get this all set up and put into place. Man, I forget how nice this thing was when I first bought it, the other one. I think I might just go ahead and splurge and get the other tank a new one too, because this is just so much nicer. Hello. Got the hose. And take it and feed it in. Set it down gently. Okay, now I turn it on. And everything goes well. Okay, I did it. It's working. Okay. Now it's just a matter of letting it fill up. Then we have ourselves a filled up tank. I'm going to fill it up to probably about like here, maybe. And then the rest is going to be hot water, like just buckets of hot water. I think right about there is good. I'll run out and turn the water off. First bucket coming in. Coming in hot. It might only fit that. That might be it. That might be all I get in there. I'll do like a half a bucket more. It appears I overestimated the amount of buckets I would need. I forget that this is a smaller tank than the big one. The big one uses a lot of buckets. Another important thing to do is treat the water. So I guess while I'm letting it warm up, it's a good time to put in the treatment. All right. We got a half bucket here. Yeah, that's good there. What's the temperature looking like? 60? I usually want it like 75. I think this is 35 to 45 gallons. Oh yeah, no, it's 45 gallons. That's 45 gallons. So it says a teaspoon per 5 gallons. Teaspoon per 5 gallons. It's gonna be like a little under, I'm gonna say not exactly because this isn't full. I'm gonna say a little under 9. Let that circulate and warm up, and I think I'll skim the top as well because there's some hair that fell in. All right, look at that. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty much what the setup's gonna look like. I still need to get some bedding and some stuff to put in the tank, but to just have a tank ready, I mean, that's what I need. Is the topper, the filter, the heater, the heat lamp, the sun lamp. Realistically, I would want to get another light for this area over here. Bedding. Oh yeah, I need more of these. These are little spring things that hook to the top of these mesh grates and they hold them. I was a dingus and I forgot to buy 2 more for these new lamps. So I need those. It's ready. It is now at a nice 71.6. Their other tank is at a 72.5. It's time to move. I'm gonna move the smaller one in here. So let me do that. Say hello. Okay. Right there. Kind of sad because he's swimming, like they're both swimming at each other, but I had to separate them because this guy was biting this guy's neck. I don't know if you can see, there's like chunks taken out of his neck, and I had to separate them because I don't know what else to do. So he's gonna try and swim that way, but he's gonna have to get used to his own tank. That's what he has brought upon himself. Yeah, I need to get some bedding for this too. So that'll be the next step. Thank you for watching until the end. That's cool. I'm going to try and do weekly vlogs if I can. We'll see how that goes. I will see all of you guys in the next upload. Bye.